We welcome you back to ACC Network Football presented by Dr. Pepper. First game of the season. So happy football is back. Start of the third quarter in the Confusion Bowl, and it's the Hurricanes on top of the Red Hawks 16-3. And look who stopped by. It's not every day you have the athletic director of Miami, Dan Radakovich, joining the booth. Reedy Ngolia, Jay Alter with him as well. And for good reason. The ACC is the story of all of college athletics right now. Adding today SMU, Stanford, and Cal. We're just curious, from where the athletic director sits of an ACC institution, how does this decision come about?
Well, first of all, I got to give great credit to Commissioner Phillips being able to deal with all of the presidents and the president's wisdom to be able to move forward with this, to make this happen. I think this is going to, I think this is going to really help solidify the conference financially, academically, and athletically. I think those are all going to be really good things for the ACC coming into the near term and well into the future as well.
Dan, I'm curious now, just because usually when these things happen, you get a unanimous vote. Didn't have it. That doesn't cause any issues, though, right? You understand everyone's kind of take on it, right?
For sure. There's, people talk a lot about that kind of issue of not having a unanimous vote, but there's so many things that happen, within the league that aren't unanimous votes. So, it's not unusual for that to happen, but, everybody had their thought process. Everybody had an opportunity to say their piece, and, as it ended up, we were able to bring those three quality institutions into the league.
We're joined by Miami Athletic Director Dan Radakovich as the ACC expanding today to 17 football members, 18 total members when you include Notre Dame and the non-football sports. California, SMU, Stanford joining for the 2024-2025 season. And Dan, you mentioned financially, this is going to add 50 to 60 million a year annually. That's what's being reported. And what I like is it's being allocated, some of it performance-based. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the performance-based, the success initiatives were something that the athletic directors talked a lot about, and the presidents looked at and said, you know what, that's a good idea. Let's look at what those exact parameters are going to be to have those success incentives, and they've been working on that. And we're at the point right now where we think we're in a good spot to be able to roll those out here very shortly, probably the next time we're together as athletic directors, and really understand it, and also know that it's not going to be this year's circumstance for success initiatives. It's going to be next year when the college football playoff expands and when Cal, Stanford, and SMU join the league. So we have a year to kind of think about it, make sure everything is buttoned up, and then move forward with it.
Dan, the other exciting thing I believe has to be for you guys in the conference is, football in particular has become national. We know that. But now the ACC is going to have a footprint in California, but also in Texas, two of the biggest states in the country. So that's got to be nice for the schools in the conference with those schools coming in.
Sure. Adding 2 more time zones is really going to help from the standpoint of windows and opportunities to show our product. And we continue as a league. I mean, we've had teams who won national championships and have been at high levels for a long period of time. And now we have other programs that are beginning to build to that level. So being able to spread that across the country, I think, will be just incredible.
On 3rd and 3, incomplete. This Hurricanes defense continues to dominate. We're joined by their athletic director, Dan Radakovich. Let's talk about this football team. Year 2 under Mario Cristobal, just talking with the players, the coaching staff this week. There's a lot of buzz about this new group, 41 new scholarship players from year 1 to year 2 under Mario Cristobal. From your vantage point, how has this program improved?
Well, Jay, I think that Mario and his staff have done a really good job in creating a positive message within the program. We talk about culture all the time, and I think it's really more of a mindset. And I think the mindset of these young men has really improved and is moving forward. In a day like today, where they're playing well, there's probably Coach Cristobal probably said you left a few points on the field, at halftime, but that's a football coach. That's what he's supposed to do. But I think the confidence that they're playing in, how they're playing, is a real step in the right direction, because he's been able to bring in some of the players that he feels are really important, building the program from the lines, offensive and defensive.
Dan, talk about some of the things you're doing on campus. I know you got some new facilities going in there, and you guys are really excited about that.
We are. We're very, very hopeful that this fall we're going to break ground on a 170,000 square foot football operations center, be the forever home of the Miami Hurricanes football team. It's really something that our university needs and really is excited about. You know, our coaches are, our donors. We have great donors, and they see the value in having that type of facility, because a lot of the schools that we compete against have that type of spot where the players can go and get their day-to-day work done, but also a place where they can relax, recharge, and really bond together as a program.
And I'm going to ask what all the fans out there are thinking they want me to ask. Any chance down the road an on-campus stadium in Coral Gables?
No, I don't think so.
No.
You know, that might be a bridge too far.
Okay.
And when you're in a building like this,
Beautiful facility, absolutely.
This is absolutely phenomenal. You know, so we're very fortunate to have a great relationship with the Miami Dolphins. You know, their whole organization has been fantastic to us, and you know, the opportunity to come and play in a facility like this is just special to all these young men.
Absolutely.
Now joined by Miami Athletic Director Dan Radakovich. Gave us some great insight about the ACC expanding with the additions of SMU, Cal, and Stanford, and now going to enjoy the Miami offense going to work. The ground game was punishing in that first half, and they picked up where they left off with the four-star freshman Mark Fletcher. He's an embodiment of what Mario Cristobal wants this program to be, which is South Florida talent that they keep home. He told us, you look at Mark Fletcher, that's what I want Miami to look like.
And such a great young man. I mean, Mark is just, you're right, he is what we need. Great talent here in South Florida, staying home playing for the Hurricanes. And he does a phenomenal job of that.
Van Dyke knows there's a flag down, takes a shot, finds Restrepo, plenty of room to run. Restrepo turns upfield, finally brought down at the 26.
And that's just the smarts, the intelligence of a Tyler Van Dyke. Knew he had a free play, rolls out to the left.
Offside, defense, penalties.
Scramble rules, lets his receivers move. Restrepo comes back to him, he puts it on him, and then yards after the catch, they can decline that offsides. And just an excellent job by Restrepo and Tyler Van Dyke.
They're best friends, they're roommates, they've got great chemistry on and off the field. And in a broken play like that, that chemistry comes to life. Hurricanes offense shot out of a cannon to start this third quarter. Right back to Fletcher, runs through it, touchdown, Hurricanes! The first of likely many touchdowns in a Miami uniform for the four-star freshman, Mark Fletcher.
Great blocking up front. You see the big tackle or guard, and that's Cooper pull out in front. Mark Fletcher gets behind him, downhill, square those shoulders. Power and speed for the 225-pound running back as he takes it into the end zone, as Jay said, for his first career touchdown.
Gosh, so that was some great blocking, guys. I mean, you got to love the big guys up front, and boy, Inez Cooper, who's really reshaped his body from when he first came here, to be able to come and move it like that. I mean, that's just puts a big smile on Coach Cristobal's face as an old offensive lineman.
Absolutely. We've talked a lot about that bolstered offensive line, and they're going for two to try and make it 24 after reaching pay dirt to start this third quarter. Plenty of time. That offensive line doing their job, and that'll count for two. Restrepo cashes in on just a terrific drive offensively.
Yeah, nice little option route by Restrepo. Good timing by Van Dyke as he cuts it back in, puts it on him, and a two-point conversion.
Dan, good drive for you to be here.
I love it. I love it. Thanks, guys.
We appreciate the time and the insight.
Appreciate it, Jay.
Thanks, Dan.
Hurricanes rolling up 24-3. One thing you knew about the Miami Hurricanes headed into this season is they have a loaded running back room. Four guys that are all capable of being the number one guy. On that last drive, it was Mark Fletcher, a touchdown. He's got 9 carries, 76 yards as a group, Rini, 188 yards on the ground.
Yeah, and that was Tim Harris Jr. you saw in that huddle talking to him. He's the running back coach, another new coach for Mario Cristobal. A great get. He's a very good running back coach.
Let's take another look at the touchdown run.
Just watch an S. Cooper 73 quick pull. You see Fletcher press and then get behind that big offensive guard. Great kick out block. And then the explosion for Fletcher. Now, the only thing I would tell him is get that ball in the left hand. Get it to the outside. He'll learn.
What a debut for the four-star freshman. Mario Cristobal told us, this is what I want Miami to look like going forward. South Florida kids that stay home, highly touted recruits that produce instantly. A first game of the season already, an instant impact for Mark Fletcher. And if you're the Red Hawks and Brett Gabbert, the hole gets that much deeper, trailing by 21 now.
You know, and just the other thing I like about that Canes offense, they told us they were going to use all four backs. They've done that tonight. And then they said they'd go with the hot hand. Well, we saw who the hot hand was, Fletcher, the end of the first half, and they go with him in the third, and he finishes it off with a touchdown.
And Mario Cristobal, in our interview with him walking off the field in the first half, said he was happy, but he wanted to finish some of those drives, not settle for field goals, turn them into touchdowns. What do?
And they did it.
First drive, touchdown. Red Hawks certainly on the back foot here. Amos, a transfer from South Carolina, not much doing there.
And this defensive front for the Hurricanes has played outstanding, and because of that, really no room for Gabbert to throw the ball down the field. I mean, you've got to be balanced, you know, and Hurricane fans know that. If you can't run the ball, it's hard to throw the ball.
And if you're a Miami, Ohio fan, you might be frustrated with the offensive performance tonight, but it's games like this that'll prepare you for the ultimate goal, which is winning a MAC championship.
No doubt about it.
3rd and 7. Canes have usually dialed up pressure on 3rd and longs today under first-year defensive coordinator Lance Guidry. They send 4. Gabbert steps up, finds the tight end, Jack Coldiron for a first down. The perfect name for a tight end, particularly playing on Tuesday nights in November. Yeah. Coldiron.
And it's the first time they targeted him. He was very good last year and just kind of gets lost down that right sideline. Good pass by Gabbert and much needed play for the Red Hawks.
Throwing again. Larvidan. Solid gain on first down after a 23-yard gain through the air. And it's Coldiron who just made that great catch for the first down, who's down after the run, getting treated to. We'll step aside, be right back. Tight end Jack Coldiron, who made a great play to keep this Miami, Ohio drive alive. Banged up after the catch.
And you're going to see defensive back Devontae Brown, number 7, come. Go low. That's kind of what they do. That's a good hard hit, and just he's going to get up and get a little limpy. So that's obviously where the issue was right there. Tough player as Coldiron plays another play and then has to come out. You got to hope he's okay.
The Red Hawks marching into Hurricanes territory. Second and 6 at the Hurricanes 42. They've let Gabbert throw more on this drive, and he's been pretty successful. He's completed his last 3. Pressure coming, throws off his back foot, did well to get rid of it, but threw it away.
And that's all he was trying to do, is get that ball out of there. James Williams, the boundary safety, was coming. And 6'5", 215-pound safety. Again, I said he can play that Sam linebacker. He shoots through there. Gabbert doesn't have a chance. And you just take a look at those first 4 drives. 23 total yards, 4 punts. Last 3 drives, getting it going a little bit, but only 3 points to show for it.
And you're out of field goal range here. Play clock already down to 12.
Yeah, this is 4-down territory for the Red Hawks.
Trailing by 3 touchdowns. Gabbert barking orders at his offensive line. Play clock down to 1. Just gets the snap off. Nobody's open. Gabbert scrambling. Throws it away again. Miami's defense, the Hurricanes that is, very, very impressive tonight.
Well, they're athletic and they can run, so good coverage on the back end. Gabbert looks like he's going to run, and then Francisco Maui Noah, the brother of the highly touted offensive lineman we've been talking about, shoots through there and gets in the face of Gabbert, forcing that throw out of bounds. And as I suspected, you got to go for it here.
And the older Maui Noah, they call him Kiko, transferring in from Washington State. Here we go, the Red Hawks trying to keep the drive alive. 4th and 6. Gabbert rolls left, slings it, incomplete. Big hit. Couch knocks this ball loose.
Well, they got the play they want, a little crossing route, but Corey Couch is sitting right there. Makes the big hit on Miles Marshall. Ball gets knocked away and turned over on downs.
Turnover on downs. It's a rebolstered, retooled offensive line for the Hurricanes from year 1 to year 2 under Mario Cristobal and Rainey. They've been really impressive.
Yeah, just a more aggressive bunch, athletic. They're pulling, 55. Matt Lee really has been the biggest acquisition, if you will, in the transfer portal as he comes to the Hurricanes from UCF, kind of anchoring that offensive line, but they look dynamite tonight.
Van Dyke throwing on first down. It's caught. Colby Young. He has been the top target tonight. A touchdown, and now over 45 yards.
Yeah, and that's the best downfield pass we've seen Tyler Van Dyke throw to Colby Young. That's kind of a bang 8, they call that. That's a quick post on time with rhythm by Tyler Van Dyke, excuse me. That's a nice throw.
Great field position already for this offense to operate in. Don Chaney out of the backfield. Couldn't quite turn the corner there.
And that was the same play they scored the touchdown on with Fletcher. Cooper pulls around. The Red Hawks do a nice job attacking at the line of scrimmage. They force Chaney to bounce to the outside, and they make the tackle at the line of scrimmage.
Take a look at the last 2 seasons compared to tonight in terms of rushing yards per attempt. That new offensive line making an instant impact. Mario Cristobal, the head coach of the Hurricanes, knew how important bringing an improved offensive line would be. Obviously won 2 national championships with the Canes, playing on the offensive line, so it's no surprise he went right up front to start retooling and fixing that roster.
And some people might be watching this game and they saw that graphic we put up there and they say, it's game 1, it's the Miami Red Hawks. This is a good defense. They bring back 9 starters, the entire defensive front, a bowl team from last year. This is a great first test for the Hurricanes week 1.
They were top 20 in the country last year in stopping the run. So this is a great test for the Miami offense going against a really good Red Hawks defense. And don't be surprised if later in the year you see this Miami, Ohio team win the MAC. They're one of the best teams in that league this year. Ugu on the stop for the Red Hawks, no gain.
I mean, all the guys that we've called out for the Red Hawks, Ugu, Suttle, Ertl, Woolard, all returners, all very good players.
4th and 3. What do you do here for Mario Cristobal?
You go, because this is tweener land. This would be about a 54, 55-yard field goal, although Borregales has a strong leg. I think you go for it here. Yeah, easy call.
Good test for your offense with a 3-touchdown cushion. You get a real game live rep on trying to convert on a 4th and 3. Flag down.
So now with a false.
Who jumped first?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a false start. We'll see. If not, it's going to be a first down for the Hurricanes as the referees talk about it here.
False start, offense, number 73, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
So, now Mario Cristobal might actually punt. We'll see. Or he might leave the offense out there and say, all right, go for it. 4th and 8. Yeah, he's leaving the offense out there. And I'm with you, Jay. I think, to me, it's more of like a test, right? We're in a good position here with the lead. Let's see if the offense can convert here. A little harder 4th and 8 than 4th and 3.
And last season, Mario Cristobal's team 9 of 22 on 4th down. Hurricanes need to get the ball to the 33-yard line to keep the drive alive. The other thing is you back yourself up 5 yards, take the false start, and just punt it.
I think they're going to call a timeout here or take the 5. We'll see what they decide to do. And you're right. They're going to take the 5 and punt it. Yeah.
Back your punter up 5 yards. The fans wanted them to go for it.
5-yard penalty, 4th down. Game clock will start.
Probably the wise decision.
I would agree.
You don't want to give Miami, Ohio great field position. They're up by 3 touchdowns. I do think they were going to go for it when it was 4th and 3, but when you get the false start there, I think the safer call is to punt.
They absolutely, definitely were. But, 4th and 8. And I actually like the fact, give your punter a little more room. Don't waste the timeout. Good coaching there by Mario Cristobal.
It's just the second time tonight we've seen the freshman punter Dylan Joyce. Great hang time. Fair catch called for by Larvadan. And the U in the Battle of Miami. They are flexing their muscles here in Miami Gardens. A 3-touchdown lead in the 3rd. Football is back, and it continues with a loaded Week 1 in the ACC tomorrow on ACC Network. Northern Illinois at Boston College, Wofford at Pittsburgh. And then the ACC primetime game, Virginia Tech. It is sold out for Old Dominion. You do not want to miss that atmosphere. 8 Eastern time right here on ACC Network. Reedy and Golia, Jay Alter with you. Kicking off Week 1 with Miami versus Miami, and it has been all Hurricanes. They scored on the first drive of the game, and they have not looked back. What do you think when you take a look at the ACC preseason poll, Rainey? Miami at 5. Do you think they beat it?
I mean, after what they look like so far, I think 5 is probably the proper spot for them preseason, but they have a chance to be better than that. You look at Clemson, Florida State. I like Florida State this year. I think this is the year Florida State wins the ACC, and I'm going to tell you today, my prediction, they make the college football playoff, the last year of 4 teams.
Canes fans don't want to hear that.
Yeah, well, too bad.
They want to spoil their chances of getting into the playoff. Gabbard in trouble. Ruben Bain in pursuit, the highly touted freshman. There's a flag down.
I think it's big 71. John Kirk is going to get called for, or John Young, excuse me, called for that hold there for the Red Hawks.
Holding, offense, number 70. At the distance to the goal penalty, 2nd down.
Yeah, Will Jados they gave it to. There was a big scrum in the middle there.
If you are Miami, Ohio, this is the danger zone now.
Yes, top of the screen is where they called it 70, but 71 right in the middle held as well. They both held, and I really think they called it on 71.
There might have been holding there, too.
Yeah, I think there was about 3 holdings on that, and they gave it to Jados.
So the Red Hawks now pinned deep at the 4-yard line. 2nd and 16. Hurricanes defense is dominated all night long, looking for more. Gabbard puts that one in the ground. Incomplete.
And that's because, and we got a late flag coming here, so we'll see what this is. The only person standing around the umpire threw that ball was a Hurricane, so if they get an unsportsmanlike conduct, it's going to move the Red Hawks off the goal line, but we'll have to wait and see. You don't like seeing those late flags if you're a coach.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 56 defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down. That's number 56 first, unsportsmanlike conduct of the game.
Yeah, Leonard Taylor, you got to believe he was belly aching to the official, because I believe he thought he's been being held, right? And it's not being called, although they had to hold the play before. And he was in the ear of the official. I could see it right here, no one around him, and you saw that flag come up. They're not going to take that. And of course, you heard the announcement, one more unsportsmanlike and you're out of the game.
Gives a little life to Brett Gabbert. This Redhawks offense has lacked it in week 1. Mosey swallowed up. Kiko Maui-Noa. You're going to hear his name a lot for this Hurricanes defense.
Watch, he's going to come off the backside from the right. He's number 51. Look at him shoot through, pursue down the line, and make that tackle at the line of scrimmage. Tremendous job by Maui-Noa.
His brother, of course, starting as a true freshman at right tackle, 5-star, part of this highly touted Miami recruiting class. Well, he's the older brother. He's a big difference maker through the transfer portal. Those two kind of embody the roster overhaul that you've seen from year 1 to year 2 under Mario Cristobal. Gabbert getting it out quickly. He has to. Big hit, a punishing hit. Cam Kitchens. He gave Larvidan all of it on that tackle.
Yeah, I mean, this is why Cam Kitchens is going to be a first-round draft pick. He can float the ball inside out. Watch him finish it off. I mean, you better keep running if you're a receiver or get down, because when Cam Kitchens is coming, he's going to light you up like he did right there.
Brett Gabbert has 10 completions. 8 of them have gone to number 10, Gage Larvidan, the transfer from Southeast Louisiana. You see Kitchens, an All-American a year ago. Best safety in the country. You said it, projected to be a first-round pick. Tackles like that are why. 3rd and 2. Maui-Noa trying to wrestle Mosey down, and he does. No gain.
Well, you know, the funny thing is, we really didn't call out Maui-Noa's name that much in the first half. I think he got after it at halftime and said, I'm going to go out and make some tackles. That's his 5th tackle in this 3rd quarter alone. So someone got in his ear. And oh, by the way, he was voted a team captain for this game as well. So 2 newcomers onto the squad in Matt Lee and Francisco Maui-Noa, team captains tonight.
Bevelheimer set to punt it again for the Redhawks. He's had the busiest night of anybody in a Miami, Ohio uniform. Restrepo off the bounce, makes 2 men miss. Let's take a look at another freshman that has made a great first impression, the running back, Mark Fletcher.
Yeah, I heard a ton of great things about Mark Fletcher coming into this game, and he has not disappointed. Finishes off runs, good vision. He's powerful at 225, and we specifically asked Matt Lee about the 4 backs that were going to get used, and he perked right up when he talked about Mark Fletcher Jr.
Team number 20, 10-yard penalty, first down.
That might have been the biggest smile Mario Cristobal had when we were running through the 2 deep.
You know, the funny thing is, you got 4 really good backs you can rotate through. Mark Fletcher is the type of back that you can give him the ball 25, 30 times a game, and he'll carry the load. But the fact that you got 3 other backs beside him, you know, the nice thing it's going to do, it's going to keep fresh. And that makes coaches like Mario Cristobal very happy, as well as offensive coordinator Shannon Dawson. Again, you get the hot hand like Fletcher has, you can go with him.
Penalty on the return, backs the Hurricanes up inside their own 25. Here's Henry Paris Jr. bouncing outside. Matt Salopek had to be careful there. Any contact once you leave the field of play, we've seen it get flagged time and time again.
Well, the crowd wanted it. They didn't get it. You know, and you see Salopek right there. He's a former safety from a couple of years ago. Out of necessity, had to move to middle linebacker. He gained about 30 pounds the last couple of years, got a lot bigger, physically stronger, doing a nice job. One of the leaders of that defense.
Great player. You said it, a safety in high school, 24 interceptions. Playing in the state of Ohio as high school football, and now trying to help Miami, Ohio win a MAC championship.
Yeah, a little pressure. They're going to send the blitz. He knows he's going to get hit. Stands in there. Does Tyler Van Dyke. Takes the hit from Michael Dowell and throws a strike to Tyler Harrell, who they say is an absolute burner and can stretch the field. That's one thing we haven't seen the Hurricanes try to do at all. Go vertical with any deep shots. Might be saving it for Texas A&M next week.
That'll be a big test. Once this game is over, all Hurricanes fans will be thinking A&M. Here's dialing up a deep ball. Right on the money. What a grab. Restrepo.
Talk about a tremendous pass. Tyler Van Dyke drops this in the bucket in the hands of Xavier Restrepo. Watch this. I mean, right there in stride. I mean, it was really good coverage by Eli Blakely. And Tyler Van Dyke just puts it right in there perfectly. And they're going to review this, I believe. Oh, no. End of the quarter. I'm wrong.
In the Battle of Miami, the fourth meeting between these two schools that share a name, it is all about the U. They take a 3-touchdown lead into the fourth quarter.
I want football, you want football, everybody wants football.
Yeah, who do you love? I don't know about you, but I love college football.
Oh, we do love college football. Football is back week 1 here at Hard Rock Stadium. Reedy and Golia, Jay Alter with you. Start of the fourth quarter, and the Canes picking up where they left off. They have been moving the ball at will, Rainey. This offense looking really strong in the home opener. And as I say that, there is a flag down on the field.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
But against the defense,
After distance to the goal penalty, first down.
Well, you look at his third quarter, Jay. Tyler Van Dyke, 5 for 5 for 84 yards. 4 of those completions have been down the field, which we haven't seen. So he looks really good in this third quarter. It's been a really nice balanced attack between pass and run as Van Dyke closes in on 200 yards passing on the night.
Van Dyke's third season starting at quarterback for the Hurricanes. 3 different offensive coordinators in that time. This seems like a perfect fit with Shannon Dawson, who came in from Houston. 1st and 10 from the 15. Van Dyke slings it out. Ray Joseph, another talented true freshman, with his first grab of the evening.
So it was interesting talking to Shannon Dawson, the offensive coordinator, the new offensive coordinator. He said, I actually feel bad for Tyler that he's had 3 offensive coordinators in 3 years. He goes, I was with Clayton Tune at Houston. I had him all 4 years, and it took a couple of years to get him going. And he said there's a lot of similarities. And oh, by the way, Clayton Tune may be starting in the NFL this year, the 5th round draft pick. So Tyler Van Dyke is in good hands with Shannon Dawson as offensive coordinator and quarterback coach this season.
And they have found fast chemistry running this Hurricanes offense, trying to punch it in for another touchdown. Here's Henry Parrish Jr. Breaks a tackle into the end zone. Touchdown, Hurricanes.
I hate to say it, but number 2, Yassine McKee, left something at about the 15-yard line right here. Whoop, whoop, and goodbye as Henry Parrish Jr. turns that corner and just turns on the Jets.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be tough for Mario Cristobal to name a starting running back at any point this season, because everybody who has touched the ball out of the backfield has showed something for the Canes tonight.
They all have a little different skill set, which is really nice.
It's been that kind of night for the U, dominating in the Battle of Miami. Canes up big. The U rolling 31-3 in the Confusion Bowl in week 1 as football returns all over ACC Network. The ACC Huddle crew will break it all down 11 a.m. Eastern Time, live from Blacksburg, right here on ACC Network. There's so much to talk about. Everyone's focused on football being back. You got ACC expansion with Cal, Stanford, SMU joining the conference. And I'm sure they'll be talking about the U. I know Mark Richt will certainly be talking about the U in this impressive performance. Kevin Davis on the return for the Red Hawks. Gets out past the 30. And we've talked a lot about the Miami offense, and for good reason, Randy. They've put up 31 points so far tonight. How about the Hurricanes defense? They've only allowed 3 points. A new defensive coordinator, Lance Guidry.
And they were excited to bring Lance Guidry here from Marshall. Did a nice job there. Cam Kitchens, we spoke to him, was thrilled with his defensive plan. It's an aggressive style, moves a lot of guys around. And to your point, they've held this Red Hawks team only 10 yards rushing tonight, 120 in total yards. Pretty dominant by this Hurricanes defense.
Yeah, the one question mark I had is this is the biggest play Miami, Ohio has had offensively all night long. Rashad Amos, who transfer from South Carolina, gain of 23.
Well, I mean, when you're talking about holding him to 10 yards, you know that's going to happen. You just jinxed him, but nice run by Amos. Big, strong, fast back. 234 pounds. He's got some good wheels. Nice run. Good stiff arm. I love to see that. Get off me, says Rashad Amos.
Just finishing the point on Guidry and the coordinators, you don't know how it's going to fit. First game for Lance Guidry, defensive coordinator, Shannon Dawson, new offensive coordinator, and then 41 new scholarship players. So a lot of new year 2 under head coach Mario Cristobal. And that can take a week or two, but tonight it has clicked immediately.
And when we spoke to Lance Guidry this week, he was excited with the personnel he got. Don't forget, he left Marshall. He took the Tulane job. He was there for 2 weeks. He got called by Mario. Hey, you want to come to Miami? Boom. He was here. All this talent that he has to work with. It's a blank slate for Lance Guidry. He's excited to be here.
His defense getting tested here. Ohio in Miami territory, but tripped up behind the line, loss of 3. KJ Cloyd, great tackle there for the Canes.
Yeah, I mean, even the middle linebacker and the will linebacker, KJ Cloyd right here, great speed, beats the block, gets outside, and makes the tackle for the loss on Rashad Amos.
One last thing on Guidry. He was a part of the Miami, Ohio coaching staff that won the MAC in 2010. They played in the GoDaddy.com Bowl. And Guidry was the interim head coach. He went viral for a pregame speech. They won the game, so 1-0 for the Red Hawks, and now going to be 1-0 against them. Gabbert slings it on 3rd and 11. That's a great grab. Javon Tracy hauls that in. Picks up the first down. Needed 11, got 11.
Yeah, nice job by Tracy to come back to his quarterback, Brett Gabbert. Gabbert puts it on him. Tracy comes back, and he actually fell down and was standing back up. So great concentration by the young receiver out of Indianapolis.
And played some quarterback in high school. Now making terrific catches like that as a wide receiver. Best drive of the night for Miami, Ohio. They keep it going. Back-to-back grabs for Tracy.
That's the way to close on the ball by Jaden Davis there, and that's really the difference. You know, a lot of times you see those slants, receiver catches it, there's some breathing room to maybe break a tackle. This secondary is very fast to the football, and although the Red Hawks make the catch, the tackle's made immediately, and I know that's going to make Lance Guidry happy.
Play clock under 5. Can't turn the corner. Now, Guidry said we want as many hats to the ball as possible. They have shown that time and time again tonight.
And they've done a tremendous job of setting the edge. Nigel Kelly, number 9, the defensive end. You know, setting the edge is not allowing the running back to turn the corner. He sets it, They cannot get outside. They string it out, and they make the tackle at the line of scrimmage.
And Branson Dean, 58 in orange there. He's been really impressive. He's another great transfer portal pickup from Purdue, a big part of that Boilermaker team that made it to the Big Ten championship a year ago.
And Mario Cristobal said he's very happy to have him on this team.
And they are loaded with talent on the defensive side of the ball. They have shown it in the opener. Gabbert, clean pocket, dials it up deep. Incomplete. Terrific coverage. Jaden Davis, transfer from Oklahoma there to break it up.
Oh, it's picture perfect. He's stride for stride with him. At the last minute, he turns and plays the ball. It's exactly what you want to do. He's going to turn back, play the ball. You can get away with that kind of, pushing a little bit, the hand fighting. As long as you turn, play the ball, and go up. Excellent job. Goes up with that inside hand. That's textbook.
4th and 6. Chuck Martin leaving the offense out on the field, and why not? Down by 28 on the road against the U. You got nothing to lose. We're forced to burn a timeout. Play clock was running down.
Timeout. Miami of Ohio. Their first timeout of the half.
Well, they call it the confusion ball, but there's been no confusion. It's all about the U up 28.
ACC Network College Football Primetime is presented by Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
Well, in the Battle of Miami, it is all about the U in this 4th quarter. ACC Network Football presented by Dr. Pepper. Rini Angolia, Jay Alter with you. And we've had Miami, Ohio last couple of seasons. Chuck Martin's team, they're so disciplined defensively. Brett Gabbert, this is his 4th year starting quarterback for the Redhawks. He's been in and out of the lineup with injuries. Got hurt in the opener a year ago. This is a really good Redhawks team. We thought they would give the Hurricanes a little better of a test, but maybe it speaks to how dialed in this Miami Hurricanes team is at the start of this season. Gabbert on 4th and 6, scrambles, incomplete. The defense continues to make play after play for the Canes.
Listen, Las Vegas thought it was going to be closer too.
Yep.
And I just think this Hurricanes team has came out, and when we talked to the players this week, they just kept telling us, we just want to prove to ourselves. We're not worried about anything else. The work we put in, and you try to put it in there, and you have to on 4th down, and it's just an excellent job by Najee Kelly, the defensive end, to knock that ball away downfield in coverage.
We've got a new quarterback for Miami. 4-touchdown lead. Mario Cristobal going to hand a debut to the true freshman Emory Williams. And speaking with offensive coordinator Shannon Dawson, he said, quote, "This kid was born to throw the football." High praise for the true freshman. A.J. Allen tripped up, gained of 3. This is great game experience, and that's what you get when you build such a comfortable cushion. Let's get the backup quarterback, true freshman, some reps.
Yeah, this is perfect scenario for Mario Cristobal and the Hurricanes.
Williams going to throw, completes his first pass in a Miami uniform. And it goes for a 1st down. Jacoby George, Under Armour All-American.
And they love this tunnel screen. Nice job. They got a lot of receivers to run it to. And George breaks the first tackle, and then the offensive linemen are able to get out there, and he picks up the 1st down. But nice for Emory Williams' first career pass to complete it.
Well, it's funny. I tell everybody that he was born to throw the football, and then I'm thinking, well, maybe they won't throw the football because they're up 4 touchdowns, but showing what the freshman out of Milton, Florida could do. Now, college football week 1 has certainly been the focus tonight and will be tomorrow on Saturday. But Sunday on ACC Network, you get volleyball, soccer, and field hockey. Triple header. It all starts at noon. Top 15 matchup in volleyball, Kentucky at Pittsburgh. Then a top 10 matchup In women's soccer, Arkansas at North Carolina. James Madison at Wake Forest field hockey wraps it up. Williams set to throw again. Clean pocket. Delivers a strike right on the money for the first down. Went right back to Jacoby George.
An absolute BB. And that right there shows you what Shannon Dawson was talking about, born to throw. Quick release. Watch this tight spiral. And this ball gets there in a hurry. Watch this. Pew, right through there.
Wow.
Beautiful ball.
Very impressive debut. All these freshmen that are part of this top 5 class that we've seen tonight, they've delivered.
And Mario Cristobal said they are playing this year. They're all playing.
After a 5-7 disappointing season a year ago, 41 new scholarship players, a lot of them the freshman class. They hit the transfer portal hard as well. And they have shown up and made, really, I can't think of a better first impression here in week 1.
Great balance on offense, running and throwing the football. And then really, how dominant was that defense tonight? Kind of surprising. I thought they were going to be pretty good. They've played lights out. Special teams, I mean, really soup to nuts to this point with 6 minutes left in this ball game. Mario Cristobal has got to be ecstatic.
And the run game as well. This is the first game that the Hurricanes have rushed for more than 200 yards since last year's season opener against Bethune-Cookman.
And no disrespect to Bethune-Cookman, this is a different opponent.
This was a top 20 team in the country against the run a year ago. Here's Williams improvising. Tried to tuck and run. So I guess the question now is, okay, you did it against Miami, Ohio. And this is a good Red Hawks team. It is. Yep. Impressive performance. A week from tomorrow, you have Texas A&M here at Hard Rock Stadium. That could be a statement game for Mario Cristobal and the Canes.
That's a big game for both those programs, right?
Yes.
You know, whoever comes out of that game with the win is going to have some nice momentum, but a huge test next week for sure.
Williams rolls right, checks down to the tight end, Riley Williams. Another really talented true freshman. Get used to hearing the name Riley Williams. Grew up in Portland, Oregon, so Mario Cristobal knew all about him. Then transferred to IMG, kind of followed Cristobal to South Florida.
But I really like what Emory Williams did there. I mean, he scanned the field. He started to his first read. He comes across the field. He rolls out and then puts a nice ball where Riley Williams can catch it, get upfield, and pick up the first down.
Timeout, University of Miami.
Mario Cristobal going to take a timeout with Emory Williams, the true freshman, driving. Will step aside as well. Now everybody in the ACC going to try and match this impressive Week 1 performance from the Miami Hurricanes. A great slate on ACC Network. Northern Illinois at Boston College, Wofford at Pittsburgh, Colgate at Syracuse, and then in prime time, Old Dominion at Virginia Tech. Don't want to miss that, 8 Eastern time right here on ACC Network. Donald Chaney Jr. breaks free, ripping through tacklers, plowing into the end zone to cap off what has been a remarkable Week 1 performance for the U.
You know, Donald Chaney Jr. may be their most physical running back at 210 pounds. Great vision, good cutback, and watch him run behind his pads right here and finish it off. Love it that he delivers it to the defender and says, I'm gonna get myself in that goal line. I'm gonna get 6. That's how you finish off a run. Very impressed with all 4 running backs from the Canes tonight.
All 4 running backs, both quarterbacks. That was Emory Williams' first drive in a Hurricanes uniform, and it's a touchdown.
And how about this for balance, Jay? 242 yards rushing, 243 yards passing for the Hurricanes tonight.
Doesn't get much better than that for Mario Cristobal. And one thing that I noticed, we'll talk about it on the other side, is Hard Rock Stadium. Mario Cristobal, he wants to turn it into a fortress. We'll tell you why next. Mario Cristobal in his debut as year number 2, head coach of his alma mater, couldn't think of a more impressive performance. scored on their first drive of the season and have not looked back. A dominant effort, 38-3. It's funny, a year ago in what was admittedly a disappointing season in year one for Mario Cristobal, the Hurricanes, I think what was most disappointing, they were 2-5 here at home at Hard Rock Stadium. They lost their last 5 home games of the season. Mario Cristobal, he was 22-1 in 23 home games at Oregon, so he is all about creating a fortress here at home in South Florida. You took care of business tonight. If you can win that home game against a top 25 team in Texas A&M on ABC, people will start saying the U is back.
And if you win that game, just looking at that schedule, you have a really good chance of being undefeated going into that October 14th at North Carolina. It's a long way to go, but I'm just saying it could happen.
New quarterback for Miami, Ohio, Avion Smith, who played a lot of last season because of the injury sustained by Brett Gabbert. Smith on the run like Gabbert has been most of tonight. Miami's defense still in full pursuit despite a 35-point lead.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to get after it. I've been really impressed with this defense tonight, running to the football and just showing you their team speed, flying around.
Now, Mario Cristobal has said all offseason, our DNA has changed. We brought in 41 new scholarship players, and it's led to more competitive practices. It's led to more leadership in the locker room, and you're seeing it. It's leading to results on the field. The compete level has improved from year one to year two.
And he said the leadership council has taken a step too. Very good, holding players accountable.
Smith airing it out. What a catch! That might be the play of the night from Cade McDonald. Gotta take another look at this. Wow.
And Damari Brown, I believe, was in coverage. And Cade McDonald, just great concentration to make that catch.
I know it comes down 35, but when it's a catch like that, it doesn't matter when it comes. Wow. McDonald, a Michigan State transfer. Just a terrific grab there. Smith airing it out deep again. Incomplete, almost an even better catch. That one from Tracy.
I mean, he caught it. He was just out of bounds. It almost looked like he toe tapped here. Let's see if we can get our first review of the night. We haven't had one yet. That's a catch.
That's a catch.
That left toe is in. I think replay's going to stop this. They've been quiet all night. That is a better catch than the one before. I think they should stop this and look at it.
Avion Smith knows it's a catch.
Yeah, here we go. He toe tapped. That is a catch. That's a SportsCenter top 10 for Tracy. I don't care what the score is.
It was an incomplete pass. The previous play is under further review.
Better late than never for Miami, Ohio. Back to back. These are some of the best catches you might see all season. Look at this.
Watch the left toe. Right there, he's got it. This left toe is going to tap in before that hand touches down. It's close. That right there, it looks like the leg's out, but when you look at the other angle, the toe looks like it taps first, just instantaneously.
This is similar to what we saw last night watching the Minnesota-Nebraska game. It doesn't look like that toe's going to come down. It looks like he's out of bounds.
He's got it. Watch that left toe. Watch that left toe.
There.
A little more, guys. Boom, right there. To me, it's a catch that toe touches before that knee hits. Give it to him. This is really a great look here. I think here you really see this toe tap. Yes, you got to look at all the pieces of it just to make sure. Now, listen.
Yes, right there.
I believe he caught it.
It's bang, bang, but it's a catch.
You know.
There it is.
Yeah. Great. And listen, I get the call from the official. It's bang, bang, right? It's super fast. That's why you have replay.
If you're Miami, Ohio, I know you got a backup quarterback and you're going against a second-team defense. But does it make you think maybe we should have been doing this all night? I guess against the starting secondary could result in a lot of interceptions.
Easier said than done, right? I mean, Chuck Martin told us he wanted to take vertical shots, but you know that first-team defense for the Hurricanes was just aggressive. They didn't have time to throw. They were getting pressure on Gabbert and just so athletic on the back end.
And the McDonald catch was the best play we've seen all night from either team. And then it only lasts one play because Tracy outdoes him. That big smile, he knows he caught that football. Got the toe down before the arm went down out of bounds. You're right, first replay we've had all night.
Yeah. So let's see. Now let's make sure he survives the ground too. To me, that toe's in. Let's make sure that ball, he controls the ball. I think this is a catch. They're going to reverse this and give it to him.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands as called.
Reedy and Golia 0 for 1.
Yeah, but listen, and I respect the officials. They do a great job. I disagree. I believe there was enough there.
I think they might have thought the knee was down the same time as the toe.
Yeah, and listen, I get it. Stands means there just wasn't enough to overturn it. I stand with what I said. I think that toe tapped. I thought he controlled it, but I understand the stands and they don't give it to him. So, sorry, Red Hawk fans. I tried for you. I thought it was a catch.
Yeah, the one thing you could definitely say about the Red Hawks is that they have a lot of talent, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. They will be contenders at the top of the MAC. They will.
They play these tough games each and every year, and Chuck Martin told us, they don't necessarily change what they do. They try to run the ball, play action, which what they're doing in this last drive here against some of the backups. But we don't necessarily change what we do to try to match these Power 5 teams when we play them. We go in there, we try to win the game, we play hard, but ultimately, sometimes we just don't match up, which is what happened tonight. But it makes them better in the long run in MAC play.
Smith, capable runner, gets out of bounds safely. Next up for Miami, Ohio, a trip to UMass and then at Cincinnati, so they don't have their first home game until September 23rd.
Yeah, on the road.
UMass, the hottest team in college football right now, started the season 1-0.
Play Auburn tomorrow, we'll see.
Would you say you are their most famous alum?
No.
Football player.
I mean, if you say yes, it's because of my ESPN work, not as me as a former player.
You were a great player.
I appreciate that, partner. Thank you. To me, the best player in UMass history, and I'm dating myself, is a quarterback by the name of Greg Landry. He was an All-Pro, played for the Detroit Lions. To me, he's the most famous football player in UMass history. But it's going to be a good matchup for the Minutemen and the Red Hawks next week.
And I'm proud of you. You did not trip up nearly as much as I thought you would between
I surprised myself.
Miami and Miami.
I stayed on the under for sure.
The Confusion Bowl was not nearly as confusing as we projected it to be, and it certainly wasn't that confusing on the field. The U took that first drive of the game, scored a touchdown, really did not look back. They have played some confident football from start to finish.
And complimentary football, right? Balanced on offense. We talked about the yards of rushing and throwing. Defense played lights out, and really, they played good on special teams. So, I mean, if you're Mario Cristobal and his coaching staff, you got to be excited with this first win here to start the season.
Well, everybody was excited coming into the season. The roster looked so much better on paper, and tonight was about, will it translate from paper to the field? And it has. Turnover on downs, right on cue. The defense delivers again.
And you love to see it when you have backups in there, right? Step up. The game's over with for all intents and purposes, and they still step up when they get their time to stop the Red Hawks on 4th down and get the ball back. There was a lot of Hurricanes fans, Jay. I really believe coming in this game, they thought, okay, is this going to be another Middle Tennessee State? Is this team from the MAC going to come in here and put it on us? And I'm here to tell you, and we talked about it in the open, this is a different Miami Hurricanes team from a year ago. The DNA is different, as you said. 41 new scholarship players, new coordinators, different team by far.
It's one thing to say it all off season. It's another thing to see it on the field, and I think that's what's so important about tonight. And then you get a quick test. Texas A&M, a top 25 team next Saturday here at home. That's an opportunity to make a statement very early in year 2. They definitely have the right guy as head coach, Mario Cristobal, and people knew that last season despite a 5-7 record. They knew this is the guy to turn it around.
And I think when you come back to your alma mater, it just, I don't want to say it means more, but it's just something special about that, right? When you played and gave your blood, sweat, and tears out there, especially Mario as a former offensive lineman. I mean, he's got that mentality that you want here at the U. And listen, started this year, right, by revamping and retooling that offensive line. All starts up front.
Still pushing that pile up 35, and that will do it. In the Battle of Miami, the Confusion Bowl, it was all about the U in the home opener. A dominant 35-point victory. Tyler Van Dyke and company left no doubt. Couldn't ask for a better start to the Mario Cristobal year 2 than that game right there.
We take a look at the rushing offense, and really you see Fletcher right here. Now the touchdown for the young back. Henry Parrish Jr. got in on it as well. Great move there. Donald Chaney Jr., physical back's gonna finish this run off. Run over a defender, get himself into the end zone. It's just an outstanding job. All 4 backs we were told would run the ball. They all did. They all contributed. And again, what can you say about this offensive line? Great start. First game for that unit.
So you have that monster stable of backs. Running back by committee, like you said, Rini. 250 yards, 3 touchdowns. It will be pick your poison out of the backfield for this Hurricanes team.
And it keeps them fresh. We talked about it, you know. It's a new age where you're not going to pound one guy 25, 30 times. You know, you might go with the hot hand and give him a few more carries than everyone else, but for all intents and purposes, you are going to run with that stable of backs. Miami happens to have 4 very good ones.
Couldn't ask for a better start to year 2 for Mario Cristobal, a 35-point win. As football is back, the offseason is over. You can wake up and have a full slate of college football tomorrow and for the next few Saturdays to come.
And all the fan bases are excited because everyone's undefeated.
What is up?
There is Mark Fletcher, the talented freshman making his Miami debut. A touchdown, a win. Does it get any better than that to make your collegiate debut, Mark?
It's just a great feeling. It's just a great feeling to do it in my hometown. I couldn't believe it. I'm just happy to be here right now.
Mark, there's going to be a great game, Mark. Congratulations, by the way. First career touchdowns. Jay said 9 carries, 76 yards in that TD. But talk about you guys as a unit. There's 4 of you, 4 great running backs kind of sharing the load.
Yes,
that must be nice for you, right, to have those guys with you.
Yes, sir. It's phenomenal. We compete every day in practice. This not a surprise to us. We knew we were going to shock the world, and this just only the game 1. We're going to keep going. Everybody stay tuned.
Now, we've heard a lot about this offensive line that you're running behind.
Yes, sir. Unstoppable. Unstoppable.
How important are those 5 up front for this rushing attack?
It's just great. They go hard at it at practice every day. Like I said before, it's not a surprise to us. We knew what we had to do. We know what we came here to do, and we just handled business. And we're going to continue to keep doing that.
You handled business tonight. A 35-point win. Your first win in a Miami uniform. Certainly not your last. Enjoy it.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Congratulations, Mark.
Thank you.
Mark Fletcher, an absolute stud, true freshman, part of this top 5 recruiting class that is charged with rebuilding the U, and they certainly are off to a terrific start.
If you're a Hurricanes fan, you're very optimistic after this game. You get a big test with Texas A&M, a top 25 ranked team coming in here next week.
Yeah, you can't rest on what is a super impressive week 1 performance. You got to have that short memory and get ready for Texas A&M. That is on ABC next Saturday. Now, football is back. We love college football. That's been the creed all week. And the U certainly loves college football tonight for Rini and Golia. I'm Jay Alter. Impressive 35-point win for Miami University.